So hi there grade 6 pupils, welcome back again to another video lesson. So we are now on the second part of our discussion regarding percent problems. So yung first part ng ating video lesson regarding percent problems, so is about discount, discount rate, original price, sale price, markup rate, markup price. So kung hindi nyo pa yun napapanood, nandyan lang po yan sa ating playlist. So for this video lesson, ang didiscuss naman po natin is about commission, rate of commission, sales tax, and of course, the simple interest. So for our lesson objective, students, pupils, you are expected to solve percent problems involving commission, sales tax, and simple interest. So some of you hindi kayo familiar with these terms, pero usually naririnig natin yan sa business, sa mga restaurant na kinakainan natin, sa mga mall, and then sa bangko. Ayan, so sa mga bahay na binibenta, sa mga kotse, or kung anumang mga na ibebenta. So, i-discuss natin yan isa-isa kung ano ang pagkakaiba ng commission, mga sales tax, and then of course yung simple interest. So, meron din tayo ditong syempreng terms to remember. So, ayan. So, unang-una na dyan is yung commission. So, commission refers to the amount of money received by someone who sells something. Okay, so say for example, ang isang real estate agent o kaya ang isang salesman. So kapag nabebenta nila ang isang product, meron silang commission na natatanggap. Okay, so madalas nating marinig yung commission na yan. Okay, so halimbawa, kapag nabenta niya ang kotse na ito, magkakaroon siya ng 10% commission. Ibig sabihin, kung nabenta niya yan ng 1 million, 10% ng 1 million ay mapupunta sa kanya. Yun ang kanyang matatanggap as commission. And then yung commission rate, yun, yung 10%. And then total sales refers to the total amount of sales made by a sale person. Total sales, kabuuan. Commission rate refers to the percent taken off from the selling price. So, sabi ko nga kanina, so, commission rate. So, yun yung percentage na makukuha niya dun sa kabuuan. Halimbawa, yung kaninang sinabi ko. So, sa 1 million na presyo ng kotse, 10% ang makukuha niya. So, yung sale price is 1 million. And then, yung commission rate naman, which is 10%. So, maaring 100,000 ang kanyang matatanggap as commission kapag naibenta niya yung kotse na yon. Another, sale proceeds refers to the amount remains after the deduction of the commission. Okay, so malalaman natin yung sale proceeds kapag nabawas na natin yung commission na natanggap. Halimbawa nga, 1 million yung presyo ng kotse. Ang nakuha niyang commission is 100,000. So, 1 million minus 100,000, 900,000 na lang. So, ibig sabihin yung 900,000 pesos na yun, yun po ang sale proceeds. Kasi naibawas na yung commission. Sales tax is commonly known as VAT or value-added tax. So, all items, products, goods that we buy are subject to sales tax which is 12%. So, ayan. Sa lahat ng mga products, mga kinakain natin, nabibili natin, ayan, lahat po yan may mga sales tax. And usually, yung VAT na pinapataw sa mga products na yan is 12%. So, dito sa Pilipinas, it's 12%. Yung tinatawag nating VAT or value-added tax. Another, we have simple interest. So, when we say interest, refers to the amount of money earned for using another money over a period of time. So, halimbawa kapag nag-utang ka ng pera sa bangko, syempre, yung inutang mo, hindi yun mismo ang iyong babayaran talaga. Syempre, meron yung interest. Depende kung gaano katagal mo mababayaran yung inutang mo, syempre. May certain percentage na ibibigay ang bangko sa'yo na ipapataw nila doon sa kung magkano yung hiniram mo. Say for example, kung nanghiram ka ng 50,000, hindi mo naman 50,000 yun isasauli sa bangko. Maaring maging 55,000, 60,000, depende nga dun sa percentage ng interest or interest rate na ibibigay, ipapataw dun sa hiniram mong pera. Principal refers to the money borrowed, invested, or deposited. Okay, principal, hindi po ito yung mga school head, ha? Yung mga nasa school. So, principal amount. Okay, pera ang pinag-uusapan natin dito sa principal. Refers to the money borrowed, hiniram, ininvest, nilaan yan. Deposited, hinulog. Okay, so ayan. Yan yung mga maaring principal amount. So, kapag nanghiram ka, syempre, borrowed yon. And then, kapag naman nag-iipon ka, nag-i-invest ka or deposited. Ayan. Rate of interest refers to the percent added to the principal. Kagaya nga ng nasabi ko kanina, kapag nanghiram ka ng pera sa bangko, meron po yung interest na ipapataw or ilalagay, idadagdag sa principal. Halimbawa, 50,000 ang hiniram mo, babayaran mo siya halimbawa ng 60,000 for 1 year. So, ibig sabihin yung interest doon is 10,000 kasi 60,000 minus 50,000, that is 10,000. And then, yung interest rate na yon, masasolve din natin. Time refers to the length of time the money has been deposited or borrowed. Siyempre, yung interest na dinadagdag po doon sa inutang natin, ininvest natin, dineposit natin, depende po yan doon sa gaano katagal yung panahon, yung oras. 1 week, 2 months, 1 year, so depende po yan. Siyempre, kapag nanghiram tayo ng pera at binayaran natin yan, say for example, 3 years. Siyempre, yung interest na idadagdag dyan sa hiniram mo, mas mataas kung hiniram lang natin yung pera for 1 year. Siyempre, habang tumatagal, mas dumadagdag po yung interest. So, we have formulas to remember. First one, we have commission. So, in order to solve for the commission, so just simply multiply the total sales by the commission rate. Commission rate naman, commission divided by total sales. Total sales equals commission over commission rate. And then of course, sale proceeds, that is equal to total sales minus commission. So I hope alam natin yung mga formulas na yan. As long as alam naman natin yung mga formulas na yan, usually kasi given naman yan sa problem, makikita naman natin, may mga words dyan, mga keywords. Basta alam natin yung formula, madali lang po natin yan maisosolve. Next, we have sales tax. So in order to solve for the sales tax, just simply multiply the total amount of the product by the rate of sales tax. Again, yung sales tax rate natin dyan is fixed, which is 12%, yung value added tax. And then, for interest, so principal times rate times time, so PRT. And then, if the principal is unknown, just simply divide the interest by the product of the rate and time. Kapag rate naman ang nawawala, divide the interest by the product of the principal and time. And then kapag time naman, interest divided by the product of the principal and the rate. So yung tatlo na yan, ipapakita po natin yan using examples para alam po natin ang gagawin kapag principal ang nawala, rate, o kaya namang time. Usually kasi, ang binibigay lang dyan is yung interest or yung unknown. Which is, gagamitin lang natin yung formula na PRT, makukuha na natin ang interest. So let's have the problem number 1. Andrea works as a real estate agent. In selling units, she gets a 5% commission. How much commission will she be receiving if a condo unit is worth 3,600,000 pesos? How much will be the total proceeds? So, ayan, si Andrea nagtatrabaho siya bilang real estate agent. So, yun yung mga nagbebenta. Ayan, maaring bumibili. Ayan. So, yan ang tawag sa kanila. So, kung nagbebenta po siya ng condo units, so kada condo unit na maibebenta niya, makakakuha po siya or nakakakuha po siya ng 5% na commission. So, ibig sabihin commission rate niya is 5%. So, ang tanong natin dito, magkano ang commission na matatanggap niya kung ang presyo ng isang condo unit is 3,600,000 pesos? And then, magkano yung total proceeds? So again, kapag total proceeds, yung total sales, subtract po natin yung commission. Okay, so let's have the given. So dito, yung rate of commission or commission rate is 5%. Change natin yan into decimal kasi kailangan natin yon i-change. So magiging 0.05. So, hindi po siya 0.5. Dahil ng 0.5, that is 50%. Next, yung total sales. Given siya, which is 3,600,000 pesos. So, ang hinahanap natin dito is commission and then as well as yung sale proceeds or SP. So, dito muna tayo sa commission. So, commission equals total sales times commission rate, diba? So, yung total sales natin dito is 3,600,000 pesos. Times yung commission rate natin dito is 0.05 or 5%. So, ang gagawin lang po natin yan is i-multiply natin yung 3,600,000 sa 5% or 0.05. So, kapag minultiply po natin yan, ang lilitaw pong sagot is 180,000 pesos. So, ibig sabihin, kung si Andrea makabenta siya ng isang condo unit, 180,000 ang kanyang matatanggap na komisyon. So, malaki na yan. Next. So, sale proceeds naman tayo. So, sa sale proceeds, ang formula niya is total sales minus yung commission. So, yung total sales natin is 3,600,000 pesos. Minus yung commission natin dito na matatanggap ni Andrea is 180,000 pesos. So, subtract lang po natin yan. So, 3,600,000 pesos minus 180,000 pesos. So, makukuha po nating difference is 3,420,000 pesos. So, ibig sabihin, pag naibenta po ang isang condo unit, yung may-ari, yan lang po ang kanyang matatanggap. Dahil yung 180,000 pesos, mapupunta po yan dun sa agent. So let's have problem number 2. Jeremy is asking for Kenneth's help to look for a sure buyer of his BMW car. He plans to sell it for 4,800,000 pesos and give Kenneth a commission of 720,000 pesos. What is Kenneth's commission rate? So, si Jeremy po ay nag-aas, humihingi ng tulong sa kaibigan niya si Kenneth na humanap ng sure buyer doon sa kanyang BMW car. So sabi niya, balak niyang ibenta yon sa halagang 4,800,000 pesos. Siyempre yung BMW car, mamahal po yan. Mahal pong mga kotse yan. So and then kapag nangyari yon na ibenta yung kotse ni Jeremy, so bibigyan niya po ng komisyon na nagkakahalaga ng 720 pesos si Kenneth. So magkano ang rate or ano ang commission rate ni Kenneth doon sa pagbenta ng kotse? So let's have the given. So dito yung commission natin is 720 pesos. 720,000 pesos. And then yung total sales is 4,800,000 pesos. Ayun. And then, yung hinahanap natin dito is the commission rate. So, paano natin isosolve yung commission rate? So, C or the commission, so CR or the commission rate equals C over TS. Or the commission over the total sales. So, yung total sales natin dito is, commission natin dito is 720,000 pesos. And then, yung total sales natin is 4,800,000 pesos. So, ibig sabihin, i-divide lang po natin yung 720 peso at 1,000 pesos sa 4,800,000 pesos. So kapag dinivide po natin yan, ang makukuha po nating sagot is 0.15. And then change natin yan into percent. 1, 2, mag-move tayo ng 2 decimal places, 2 decimal places to the right, magiging 15%. So ibig sabihin yung commission rate na makukuha ni Kenneth kapag maibenta niya yung kotse ni Jeremy is 15% or equivalent to 720,000 pesos. Number 3. Last month, Robert received a total of 10,800 pesos commission for selling smartphones and tablets, which is equivalent to 8% of the total sales of the gadget shop. Find the total sales. Okay, so last month nakatanggap daw ng 10,800 pesos. Total na yan na commission. Si Robert dahil nakapagbenta po siya ng smartphones and tablets. And then, yung 10,800 pesos na commission niya na yon is equivalent lang po yun sa 8% ng kabuuang kita na natanggap ng gadget shop na kung saan nagtatrabaho si Robert. So, ang tanong natin dito, what is the total sales? Magkano ang lahat ng kinita ng gadget shop? So, let's have the given. So, commission, 10,800 pesos. And then, commission rate, we have 8%. And then, if we will change 8% into decimal, that is 0.08, not 0.8. 0.8 is 80%. And then, we're looking for the total sales. So, in order for us to solve the total sales, what we need to do here is to divide the commission by the commission rate. So that is 10,000 pesos at 10,000 pesos, 10,000 pesos and 800 pesos, or 10,800 pesos divided by 0.08. Ayan. So, pakita natin kung paano dinidivide yung 10,800 pesos sa 0.08. So, since yung ating dividend dito is a decimal, kailangan po nating gawing whole number yan. So, mag-move tayo ng 2 decimal places to the right. So, magiging 8 na po siya. And then, kung ilan ang minove natin sa dividend as a divisor, yun lang din po ang i-move natin sa dividend. So, from here, the decimal point, 2 decimal places to the right. So, ayan. Let's divide. 1 divided by 8 cannot be. And then 10 divided by 8, that is 1. Times 8, 8. And then, 10 minus 8, we have 2. So, ito magiging 10. Ito 0. Next, bring down 8. 28 divided by 8, we have 3. Kasi 24. Kapag 4, 32. 24, then subtract, we have 4, and then bring down 0. 40 divided by 8, that is 5. It is 40. And then, yung mga natitirang 0, tatlo, 1, 2, and then 3, idagdag na lang po natin yan sa ating quotient. So, ang lilitaw pong sagot dyan is 135,000. So, ibig sabihin, ang total sales nung gadget shop is 135,000 pesos. Yan ang kabuang kinita. So, let's have problem number 4. Stella paid 4,238 pesos with a 12% sales tax for purchasing groceries in the supermarket. How much is the sales tax? So, paano natin malalaman yung sales tax? So, let's have the given first. So, dito yung total amount. So, total amount of product is 4,238 pesos. And then, yung rate of sales tax or sales tax rate is 12%, which is equivalent to 0.12 when we convert it into decimal. So, we're looking for the sales tax. So, amount of sales tax. So, yung formula natin dito, so sales tax equals total amount, TAP na lang, total amount of the product times the rate of sales tax or RST. So, total amount is 4,238 pesos times the rate of sales tax, which is 12%. So, that is 0.12. So, kapag minultiply po natin ang 4,238 pesos by 0.12, ang makukuha po nating sagot is 508 pesos and 56 centavos. So, yan po yung sales tax na matatanggap or natanggap ni Stella dun sa binili niyang groceries. Let's have problem number 5. Gemma borrowed 60,000 pesos from a bank with an interest rate of 8% payable for 2 years. How much interest will she pay? So, si Gemma borrowed, so nanghiram siya ng 60,000 pesos sa bangko. Where yung interest rate is 8% na babayaran po niya sa loob ng 2 taon. So, ang tanong natin dito, magkano ang interest na babayaran ni Gemma sa kanyang hiniram? So, lista natin yung mga given. So, yung principal amount natin dito, yung kanyang inutang, 60,000 pesos. Yung interest rate or R, that is 8%. Kapag in-convert natin yan, that is 0.08. Next, yung time naman, kitang-kita naman dyan, 2 years, that is 2. Okay, so how much interest will she pay? Yun po yung ating unknown. So the formula to solve for the interest, that is I equals PRT. So I equals the principal amount, 60,000 pesos, times the rate, 0.08, times time, which is 2. So, i-multiply lang po natin yung tatlo na yan. So, 60,000 times 0.08 times 2. So, pag minultiply po natin yung tatlong ano na yan, factors na yan, ang lilitaw pong sagot is 9,600 pesos. So, ibig sabihin, Gemma should pay 9,600 pesos for the interest. Kasi, yan ang lumitaw na sagot. So, 9,600 pesos. So, ibig sabihin, ang kabuuan niyang babayaran, 69,600 pesos. Siyempre, hindi naman papayag yung bangko na 60,000 pesos din na isosoli mo siya. Siyempre, kailangan nilang kumita doon. Kaya nga, business yan. Hindi lang pwedeng 60,000, 60,000. 100,000, 100,000 mong ibabalik. So, ayan. 9,600 pesos yung interest na kailangan niyang bayaran sa kanyang pagkakautang na 60,000 pesos. Additional activity. So, ito yung sinabi ko kanina na paano kapag nawawala principal, rate, tsaka time. Solve for the missing variables below. So, ayan. Given yung interest, rate, and time, what is the principal amount? So kung I equals PRT, and then nawawala yung P, so i-divide natin yung formula or equation by RT. Para matira na lang po is P. So magiging formula niya, P equals I over RT. So the interest here is 900,000 pesos, ay 900 pesos. Tapos yung rate natin is 5%. Pag change natin yan sa decimal, that is 0.05. And then yung time, 1. So 900 pesos. Then over the product of the rate and time, so 0.05 multiply natin sa 1, ganun pa rin naman ang lilitaw na sagot. So 0.05. So kailangan natin ngayon i-divide yung 900 pesos sa 0.05. So pakita natin dito. Ayan. So yung ating divisor, gawin nating whole number. Mag-move tayo ng 2 decimal places to the right. Ganon din po sa ating dividend. 9 divided by 5, 1. Times 5, 5. 9 minus 5, 4. Bring down 0. 40 divided by 5, 8. times 5, 40. And then yung mga natitirang 0, idagdag lang po natin. So our principal amount here is 18,000 pesos. Next. So the principal amount is given as well as the interest and time. So we're looking for the rate. So again, yung formula natin for interest, I is equal to PRT. This time, if yung unknown natin is rate, i-divide natin yung equation by PT. Kailangan R lang ang matira dun sa right side ng equation. So yung formula natin is R equals I, or the interest, over the product of the principal and time. So yung principal natin nasa baba, interest nasa taas. So I, that is 5,250 pesos over the product of the principal amount, that is 30,000 pesos. And then yung time, 2.5. So that is equivalent to 2.5. Ayan. Next. Multiply lang po natin yung 30,000 by 2.5. And that is 75,000 pesos. Then finally, i-divide lang po natin yung 5,250 sa 75,000. And that is 0.07. So since decimal siya, mag-move tayo ng 2 decimal places to the right para maging percent siya. Or kaya naman, multiply natin sa 100. 1, 2. So our answer here is 7%. So last example natin, given ang principal amount, interest, yung rate, so we're looking for T, the time. So usually pag time naman, express sila in years. So kung nawawala ang time, paano natin yon ipapakita? So divide natin yung equation by, or the formula by, PR. So formula natin for time, I over PR. So interest divided by the product of the principal and the rate. So interest 90,000 pesos divided by the principal amount, that is 225 pesos, 225,000 pesos times rate. So yung rate natin 8% magiging 0.08. So 225,000 pesos multiplied by 8%, and that is 18,000 pesos. So and then finally, if we divide 90,000 by 18,000, we'll get 5. So our answer here is 5. So T is equal to 5, or 5 years. So on the next video lesson, we will be discussing about the describing of the exponent and the base in a number expressed in exponential notation. So kung ano ba yung pinakaiba ng exponent and base, and then ano ba yung exponential notation na yan, i-discuss po natin yan sa susunod na video lesson. So yun lang, maraming salamat.